Hello and welcome. I am grateful that you are here. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning into my channel. My name is Bukhari, and today in this video I am going to be showing you how to create a grid system using a CSS properties called Flexbox. Yes, you heard me right. Flexbox. Flexbox is here to rescue us. If you are in the web development industry, you better get your hands dirty with Flexbox right now, because Flexbox is gonna take all of our layout frustration away. It is going to save us a ton of time, a lot of time, and Flexbox is here to help us. Okay, so I highly encourage you to learn Flexbox by your heart. Okay, and there are only around 37 properties and values for the Flexbox, and 25 of them are for the parent element, and 12 of them is for the child element. And by the way, Flexbox works in two levels, parent and child levels. Okay, so they have relations to each other. Okay, so Flexbox works in a parent and child level relationships. So there you go. Let's get started with the grid system that we are talking about, and let's see how easy it is, how powerful it is, how rock solid it is, how unbreakable it is, how customizable it is. The Flexbox it is. Let's dive in. So first I'm going to open my favorite code editor. It's called Coda, and let's inject some HTML structure. So there it is. Let's remove this script tag. We don't need any of them. So let's bring the preview window in here so that we can see what we are doing. Let's increase the size of the font so that we can see better. Let's give the page a title. So Flexbox Grid System 2016. Let's save the file first in the desktop. Let's give the page a name, Flexbox Grid System 2016, Flexbox Grid System 2016, and let's save it. Okay, we just did. So let's move on. Okay, so first I'm going to add a comment block tag in there because Flexbox deserves it. Special commentary and announcement, right? Because Flexbox it is. Let's set the file one more time. So let's get started. So we're gonna create a selector called row. So this is basically the parent of the child. So this row selector will have a property called display, and the value will be flex, and that's that for the parent. Okay, let's also give a comment tag in there quickly so that we can even understand more about it. So parent, and then we're gonna have a child element child selector called column, COL, and this column is going to have a property called flex 1. It means flex grow 1, flex shrink 1. It means 100%. It will grow 100%, and when you shrink the page it will shrink 100%. It's a fluid thing. Okay, in the behind the curtain. Okay, so flex 1 means flex grow 1, flex shrink 1. It's a shorthand, flex 1. Okay, and that's it. This is the grid engine, grid mechanism. This is all we required to make the grid system happen. Yes, this is really crazy, I know, right? Okay, let's put some HTML structure in the body, right? So I'm going to add a tag in there called row with the class name called row. So there it is, div class row. So within this row selector, row div, we're gonna add another div with a class name called column, COL. So that's it. this is the level, so write some text in there so we can see that our column text is right there. Okay, but you cannot see anything else, right? So that's not a good experience, user experience. So let's first save the file. So first we just added a div tag with a class name called row, and within this div tag with a class name called row we added a div tag with a class name called column. So this is the parent, this is the child, this is the child of the parent called row. So the column is the child of row, so the row is the parent of column. I hope it makes sense, right? Okay, moving on. Okay, so I want to see the visual implementation in the browser. Okay, so for that, what I want, I could add different properties and value in this column, but I don't want to um, overflow the column. I'm gonna add the column tag again, and I'm gonna add the additional properties and values for the visual implementation. It has nothing to do with the grid engine. Okay, so this is for styling. Okay, so let's column styling. I could just add those properties and value in the parent one, I mean in here, but for the demonstration purpose I'm gonna do it separately. Okay, so that you can understand what is what and where. Okay, so moving on, so I'm gonna add a background color. I'm gonna add a HSLA color, so 195. The hue and saturation is going to be like 60%, and then the lightness is going to be 50%, and alpha will be 1. Okay, move on. Beautiful. Okay, so we can see now that the column 1, so we have one column class in here, div tag with a class name called column 1. That means it is gonna take the full width of the page, available space, this because it is 100%, right, as I told you. So also let's add a color to white, so the color is white. And also the two important thing in here is not two but one, which is the margin. Okay, so margin, not now. Okay, so let's save the file one more time. Okay, so now that we see that our column is here, so let's add more columns in there in the same row. So we have two columns because we added two div tags, right, with a class name called column. So we have two of them. If we continue adding it, so 3, 4 and whatever, yeah, you can add as many as you want. It depends on your need, right? So it is basically the columns are adding in there as much as column you put in one row, right? So we want to see a usable implementation in there. So to do that, I want to separate them from each other. To do that, to make it happen, we only need to add a margin in the main column, right? So it's going to be 0.6 em, and there you go, and that's it. So we have symmetrically aligned and perfectly responsive Flexbox grid working right away. Okay, simply using this much code. Okay, as you can see how powerful it is. Okay, so moving on, I also want to add another property called padding. Okay, so just after the flex one, I'm gonna add a padding 0.6 em as well. Okay, like so. Let's save the file. So this column flex 1 and padding margin is required, not the padding but the margin is required to make it separate. Okay, from column, separate the column from each other. This margin is important. Also let's add a comment tag, important, and it will depend on your need how much space you want in between them. If you want more space, you can put whatever you want. For this case I'm gonna put 0.6 em. Yeah, let's save the file one more time. So you got the idea, right? So this much code is required. Let's grab this color and background color in here and put it in here. Alright, let's remove everything else to make it clean so that you understand clearly, right? This is the code required for the grid system. So this is only one row, right, with a full column. We want to see full page with columns, right, and rows. So let's do that. And you are not limited to only 12 columns, 24 columns, 6 columns, or 16 columns, whatever it is. Okay, you are bound, you have endless possibilities with Flexbox powerful properties and value. Okay, the Flexbox is highly customizable. Okay, so let's move on with the columns. Let's remove all of these additional columns. Let's keep one, that means 100%. So let's grab this, let's paste it a few more times. Okay, so let's copy this one more time. So in the second one I'm gonna add 2, so you have the 2 columns in here, separated precisely, half and half. Alright, let's add the third one, 3 columns. So there we go, fourth one, 4 of them. Okay, you get the idea, right? So fifth one, 5th column. Okay, let's the 6th one, add this 6 more columns, 1 2 3 1 2 3, yeah, 6. And also let's go back to 5, and then 4 columns, 3 columns, 2 columns, and 1 column. Okay, let's save the file one more time. So we have full page of columns and grid system, grid layout. So this is it. Okay, so this is the basic Flexbox grid technique, right? Using only these. Can you imagine how powerful the Flexbox is? Unbelievable. Flexbox is the hero, trust me. Alright, so let's not stop in here. So what I want to add, I don't want it to shrink altogether when we minimize our Windows screen, right? So for the mobile viewport, I want to have a different layout pattern laying out in here. So to do that, what I need is to add a media queries, right? Okay, so let's add a media query, media screen and brackets, and then the min width is going to be like 480 pixels or more, like 500 pixels, no semicolon, and just after that the curly brackets. And in here what we want is that I want to grab this, just that. Okay, alright, so nothing is gonna work this way now because it's all same, right? So to make the difference, what we need is that in the default row, we need to add additional property and value called flex direction to column. So flex direction column is gonna put all of our columns on top of each other in the stacking order. So this is what I want by default. Okay, and because we used min width in here, it means we're using mobile first approach, right? So what we want is that because we specified the Flexbox direction column in the default selector, right, parent selector, for that, because we did that, for that we need to add the media query version of it. We need to specify that what we want when it is in the mobile viewport, right? So flex direction for the mobile viewport will be row, right, in the media query. So flex direction row is by default, but because we specified in here, we need to specify in here as well. So then it is going to act the way we want it. So So this is what we are saying in here, is that minimum 500 pixels. That means that from maximum to minimum 500 pixels the layout will be laid like this, and from 499 to 0 pixel width the grid layout will be stacking on top of each other. So from 0 to 499 pixels the layout will be stacking on top of each other because we put a flex direction column. Okay, and from 500 to maximum it is going to be row. Flex direction is going to be row. This is the way we want it, exactly and precisely. So as you can see, it is highly customizable. This is the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so Flexbox, with Flexbox you can do amazing grid layout pattern. You can solve a complex design pattern. Okay, so it is unbelievably helpful. Flexbox is amazing. It is here to rescue us from the all kind of troubles, layout troubles, problems, and layout patterns, so basically Flexbox is our friend. It is here to help us. It is here to remove all our frustration away. So there you go, you have the idea, I hope. So this much code is required to make a grid system, fully responsive grid system, without any percentage based value or anything else. This is the power of the Flexbox. This is the single power of the Flexbox, that it is responsive. So there you go. I hope you like this video. I hope you are benefited from this tutorial. I hope you are greatly benefited from this tutorial. And if you are helpful, I mean, if you get this video helpful video as a very helpful video, and please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If this video gives you any new understanding about the Flexbox things and web development arena, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll appreciate that. And do subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the cool and helpful valuable content, right? And also do share with the world, because you never know who you will inspire or help. So there you go, this video is about it. In the next video I will be creating a Flexbox grid layout pattern, useful layout pattern, and from that I will be creating a lot of Flexbox cool things. All right, so there you go, have fun building your own projects using Flexbox, and learn the Flexbox properties and values. There are 37 in total. Okay, and for the parent element there are 25 properties and values, and for the parent child element there are 12 properties and values. And it's really so easy if you understand it. If you get a if you get a good grab on the Flexbox properties and value, you'll be creating amazing layout pattern, and you will be making solutions to complex design pattern. Okay, so yeah, Flexbox here to rescue us all if you are in the web development arena. So there you go. So one more time, if this video comes in handy, if this video helps you at all, if you learn something from this tutorial, please do give this video a thumbs up, and do also share with the world, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate your presence. It means a lot. So I will catch you in my next video. Take care. Bye. But before, okay, let's save the file one more time. One other thing I want to tell you, that I have not added any vendor prefix code yet. Okay, so we might need vendor prefix codes for IE, Internet Explorer browsers, right? But you can see that it works flawlessly here. Okay, so let's check it in our local in 3 browsers called Firefox. First test it on Firefox. So there we go. So we have no scrolling in the horizontal scrolling anywhere. It is rock solid as that. Okay, that's Firefox. Let's check it in Safari. Okay, so when it is in the mobile, right, as you can see, it works everywhere flawlessly. Okay, all right, that's Safari. And finally Google Chrome. There you go, no scrolling anywhere. Okay, so there you go, that's beautifully crafted. That's the Flexbox. And one other thing I want to share quickly, that all of the columns are equal height columns. So if you want to test them out, let's add more text in there. More text. As you can see, when the one column grows, the other column grows as well, making sure that the columns are equal height. Okay, that's the beauty of it. So equal height column. And there are multiple levels of Flexbox property and value implementations, and we can do so many complex designing pattern in the future, right? We'll do that. So there we go, have fun building your dream project using Flexbox. Use Flexbox right now. Okay, so it is available for all of the browsers. 95% of the browser supports it, so why not give it a go. Get your hands dirty with Flexbox. Flexbox is that powerful, you can create amazing stuff. So there you go, have fun building your own project using Flexbox. So thank you again one more time, thank you for your time, thank you for your presence. I'll catch you in my next video. Take care, bye.